Hey Glitch, it's Gigamex again. This time I'm just gonna be doing side quests, so if you're not interested in that, you can go ahead and just let the video scroll, mute it, do what you need to do. Aside from that, if you wouldn't mind, like commenting, subscribing, all this YouTube stuff, that'd be awesome. And my controller's about to die. So, back to it.
Is it true what I'm hearing? Men of the Rock were carting off our crystals for themselves.
I've never even forged a button. Perhaps Forge Master Luber's having fun at my expense.
I wouldn't put it past him.
Neither would I. Oh, wait. Are you Clive? Sorry, my mind was elsewhere. I'm Sava, Master Luber's least accomplished apprentice. Soon to be former apprentice if I don't pass this test. Maybe I'm just not the resourceful type. People are buying up weapons faster than the Briar's Kiss can forge them, and here I am, unable to make a decent bit of kitchenware. He wants me to make a carving knife, one that embodies the spirit of Dalamil. Whatever that's supposed to mean. I don't suppose you have any idea what he's on about, do you?
I'm afraid not.
Never mind. Thought I'd ask. It was that or pack my bags.
Yeah. Well, I guess I could.
I'll give you a hand if you like.
Hey.
I know how busy the Briar's Kiss has been, and that Lubor needs all the capable hands he can find.
I'd be a fool to refuse.
So, where do we start?
Good question. If I'm honest, I've never made any kind of knife before. And then there's this little riddle to keep in mind. The spirit of Dalamil. Nothing is ever simple with
How was that a riddle?
The way I see it, there's only one way we'll be solving Lubor's puzzle. We need information. The more the better.
You're right. There's no point fumbling in the dark, I suppose. Now, who to speak to first? Well, there's plenty of folk in Dalamil who use knives for a living. There's the butcher, of course, and any number of cooks. They're bound to have an opinion or two about the tools of their trade. All right. I think we have a plan. Let's get to it, shall we? I'll talk to every cook I can find. You speak to the butcher, and anyone else you can think of.
All right. Good luck.
Let's hope that someone says something useful.
Why would you immediately think the knife? Like, I don't think I heard him say kitchen knife. So why is that the first knife on your mind? You're literally a weapons store.
Simple test and turn it into a riddle. I better get to it.
Also, Spirit of Dalamir is not a fucking riddle.
The finest fabric.
The most fragrant herbs and spices.
Where's that other one at? Oh, so it's just this one? Just this person?
Everything I've worked for, all those years of toil, every coin I've ever earned is tied up in this place.
Are you all right?
The baths are closed. Leave me be. On second thought, perhaps you are just what I need. Might your services be for hire?
That depends on the job.
I'd have you save my business, the baths. The water's turned scalding hot and all the crystals in Dalamil wouldn't be enough to cool it. I've no doubt that my woes stem from the water's source. But I can't go and investigate for fear of my customers thinking I've abandoned the place. I'm bound to these baths in more ways than one. I beg of you. Go to Doznoff Terraces. Tell me what you find there.
Alright.
All right. I'll go and take a look.
Wonderful. It's not far. Leave the market by the south gate. The smell of sulfur will guide you the rest of the way. These baths are all that keep me from an ignoble end in a debtor's prison. My livelihood, my very life, is at stake.
By the time I finish these, I should have enough to get more rewards from the hideaway.
Made from the stoutest stoneware.
The stoutest stowaway? What?
To a silken soft.
Welcome, sir. What can I do you for?
A question, if you don't mind. I need to know what makes a good carving knife.
You a blacksmith or something?
Something, I suppose.
Fair enough. Knives, is it? First and foremost, it's got to hold an edge. Most knives will make it through fat no problem, but sinew dulls cheap steel in no time. Give me a blade which can slice through anything that crosses my chopping block, and I'm a happy woman.
So a knife that stays sharp. Makes sense.
I wish they would introduce a character that used crystals in combat. That'd be an interesting twist.
Silver platters.
Um,
The gate.
Lubor was true to his word.
that he was. Where's that other person at? There should be at least one more.
I'll be asking for you again.
What are those squatters? But who's the other cook?
Fresh bread, warm from the oven.
It would make a fine
Where are they? Okay. So too vague. This sucks. I'll probably just skip to where the person is, if I remember. This may come out not anytime soon, sadly. Unless you want to watch it on Twitch, in which case, you know where it is. Goblin coin. Okay, let's hope the person's over there. Maybe one of the merchants know.
You can't even fill my cup, you're
Or maybe not.
1,000 gil for a measly bunch of dissolved.
Okay, yeah, so, what's the point of having it this wide if most of this stuff has nothing to do with, you know, what I actually need? You're just throwing me off for no reason. Down to be creepy. I guess not as creepy as I could be.
Take a sniff, good sir. You'll be transported.
Oh, where is this stupid thing at? Speak to 2 townspeople. Wait, is he up top?
True, what I'm hearing.
Let's see.
You're going to drink my then just stop.
Ew.
I need to drink.
Everyone's talking about drinking. Calm down, you drunkards.
Fucking men of the wrong.
Oh, there he is.
Are you looking for something in particular?
Looking for your good stuff.
I doubt you can carry any more.
What is it? I'm in no mood for chatter.
Sorry. Do you mind if I ask your trade?
Hunter, why?
I have a question. Can you tell me what makes a good carving knife? I assume you use one out in the field.
Has to be able to put up with some punishment. Can't be dealing with a brittle blade, not while I'm on the hunt. If your knife snaps every time you use it, you'll be spending coin as fast as you make it. Times are hard enough as it is.
Thank you. I won't keep you any longer.
All business, eh? Man after my own heart.
So, a carving knife should be hard-wearing and hold an edge. Hardly a revelation.
You should know that at the very least.
Let's hope Sava had better luck than I did.
Like, at the very least, you should know that much.
Just look.
Honestly, after playing this game, in playing the previous game. I hope the next one is not royalty. It kind of bled it to its almost limit.
So, how'd it go? You learn anything useful, or should I be looking for a new trade?
You better look for a new trade.
Should be durable and stay sharp. But I don't see how that relates to the spirit of Dalamil.
I didn't have much luck either. All the cook said was that he needs his knives to be light. Too heavy and they do his shoulder in.
So we're no better off than when we started. Perhaps Lubor didn't mean anything with his Dalamil remark. But that can't be right. I've bandied enough words with the man to know that he chooses them carefully. No. We must be missing something. Something right in front of our noses, most likely.
No doubt you're right, but I have to make a start soon. I can't put off making this knife forever.
Agreed. Lubor wouldn't like that much.
Right. I've been trained to work iron. The cheap stuff, mind. But it's hardy enough if you don't hammer it too thin, and it sharpens up nicely with a bit of effort. Trouble is, it's either durable or it's light. Meaning someone is going to be disappointed. Forge Master Lubor, probably.
Is there no one else you can turn to? Someone who knows their metals, perhaps?
The other apprentices know better than to help me with my test. But maybe there is someone I could turn to. A merchant, a favourite of Forge Master Lubor's, who sells metals to tradesmen passing through the Valcroy. I bet she'd know a thing or two.
At this point, you probably should just stop being a blacksmith. Like, it is not that difficult, to be completely honest. Unless you don't have an education, in which case, fair enough. But, yeah, if you're having this much trouble for the test, your prospects of being a blacksmith is already screwed. Really? I was hoping I wouldn't need to go completely into the desert, but that's not an option, sadly. I was hoping that they would both be in the same spot.
Needed to a silken softness. The most fragrant.
And let's just get this one out of the way real quick, since it's already mostly finished. I have still yet to actually use the block properly, simply because they don't like attacking me. And I'm on the normal difficulty too, which is weird. Unless they just went the easy route for some weird reason. Like, I have yet to die while playing this game. I haven't even been really trying to, like... I've almost died multiple times, but I've yet to die. What's in here? Or who is in here? Oh, there he is.
Thanks, Gal. Any luck? Or will you be needing help with your bags?
Well, I asked her, but... Oh, you tell him.
If you're looking to make a knife that will impress a master like Lubor, there are options. They're just not that viable. Featherlight adamantite knives will get passed from generation to generation, never needing so much as a lick of the whetstone. But adamantite ore is unique to ash, so it doesn't come cheap.
And it's beyond my skill to handle.
Unique to ash. Are there any materials unique to Dalamil? Something which could be mixed with iron to refine it. Make it lighter.
What are you getting at?
You said that Lubor trained you to work iron. Then that's what he'll expect you to use. But he would have known that it would either be too heavy or too brittle for a carving knife. Perhaps his Dalamil remark wasn't a riddle, but a hint.
If it's cheap metal you're using, then there's always limestone, I suppose. Folk first settled Dalamil to get at her mineral deposits. And, if you know the trick, it can be melted down in the furnace to drive out impurities from low-quality iron.
Bloody hell! That must be it! I don't suppose you know the trick, do you?
It's hardly my speciality, but I've been around enough blacksmiths to know how it works.
Looks like I've got some learning to do. Clive, I hate to ask after all that you've done for me, but...
The limestone? Fine. I can hardly abandon you now. Besides, I want to know if this is the answer to Lubor's little riddle.
I can't thank you enough, Clive. You'll have no trouble finding limestone over in the terraces. The place is bloody made of it.
Then I suppose I'll meet you back at the forge.
Right you are. I'll see you shortly.
That you will. Hopefully.
So, do you crush it up, or just throw it in the furnace?
No answer? Come on. At least for me. Little old me. At least this one's quite straightforward.
This is no good.
Is it true what I'm hearing?
Again, if only I could run.
Needed to a silken softness.
Final Fantasy 15 lets you run in the American version. Why can't this one? I'm not trying to go over at a brisk jog. Or was the Chocobo their way of getting around that?
Ah, I'm not too late.
What is it, Lubor?
A question that I neglected to ask earlier. Where is it that you're bound?
To Drake's Fang. To finish Hugo Kupka.
Just as I thought. Then allow me to share a secret. Drake's Fang is currently riddled with royalists. Tolmeki and Waloed are allies, and as you have seen, their soldiers work hand in glove. But no nation has ever before allowed a foreign army to make a barracks of its holiest of holies.
Not by choice, at least.
And there's more. A man on the inside of the Fang has failed to report for several days. I fear there may be more trouble lying in wait for you on the road ahead.
Isn't there always?
If you're determined to beard the lion's den, then promise me one thing. That you will enter via the mines, where the guard is lightest. I've lost one Cid already. If I lose another, people will start to think me careless.
I don't plan on dying. Not before Kupka does, anyway.
Well, so long as you have a plan.
Why is it always the mines? Every single time we break into a place to pretty much kill someone or destroy the Mother Crystal, it's always through the mines. Why? You would think at this point they would heavily guard them.
Drake's Fang should be just beyond these springs. Shall we press on?
Come on, just pick it up. That's one yoink. 2 yoink. And 3 yoink.
One rock looks a lot like another. But hopefully this is what Sava needs. Good girl.
Yeah, he wasn't exaggerating when he said this entire area was made out of limestone. It's really weird to see a limestone deposit like this. I'm not saying that it's a normal or anything like that. Just looking at it seems weird. But I guess in a desert, you know, it kind of stands out more than it would in most other places. And yep.
By the flames. That explains
Whoa.
the heat.
You all aren't wanted, so get out of here. Uh-oh. Oh, great, a new one. It was about time before we got... Hey, is this one a king? Come on, die. There we go, that's one evil burning rock down.
It's over.
You can say that again.
Let's cool things down a bit.
Almost forgot to check. Ba. I'll get this one since it's the ultimate, but next thing I get is gonna be this one. You know, making sure that
Enough to keep the baths from boiling.
making sure that I can properly do what I need to do. Before I forget, icon this. Luckily, it's still a good AoE attack. Actually, I almost forgot. Teleport. Why in the world would I use the slow ass running?
This is no good. I was hoping to get out of the heat.
You're in a desert. That was never gonna happen.
I wasn't sure how much you'd need, but I hope this is enough.
You are one of the good ones, you know that. You and that merchant both, she's got quite a gift for teaching that one. Now, time to see if limestone is the secret weapon we were hoping for.
Most likely, yes. And it's finished.
That'll do, I reckon. A knife forged from the very rocks of Dalamil. Her spirit, if you will.
It's a fine-looking blade.
I only hope Master Lubor agrees.
That sounds like my cue. And just as well. I was getting tired of waiting.
I'm sorry, Forge Master Lubor.
Let's take a look then, shall we? First things first, Sava, do you think this is a carving knife worthy of the fine people of Dalamil?
I'd like to think so. But what do you think?
What do I think indeed? It's sharp-ish, but it won't last long with hard use. And it's heavy, heavier than it should be. You might not think it just to hold it for a moment, but sell that to a cook and you'll never hear the end of it. It looks like someone paid a visit to the terraces. The limestone was a step in the right direction, granted, but one that still leaves you short of the mark.
And I was so certain I had it all worked out.
I don't know who you found to teach you that little trick, but it certainly shows initiative. Next question. How much do you think I would charge if I'd made this?
Well, if it took you even a fraction of the time it took me, I would say you could demand a heavy purse.
And who would be able to pay that? Hmm? The butcher? The hunter? The cooks over at the inn? Dalimil is home to humble traders, not wealthy lords and ladies. Rule number 1 in any business, Sava: know your customers.
Yes, Forge Master.
This is just about passable. But only just. I'd say you're worth keeping around a little longer. Starting tomorrow, you'll have an anvil of your own.
I will. Thank you. I was wondering, what would you do if you were asked to forge a carving knife?
I'd do what I always do. Ask who it's for. If it was for the butcher, I'd make sure it holds an edge. For the hunter, I'd make it as tough as Titan. For the cook, light as a feather. And for the nobleman, I'd make it cost an absolute fortune.
Smart. Smart.
There goes a master, all right.
It looks like congratulations are in order.
I couldn't have done it without you. So much for the Forge Master's riddle, though, eh? The spirit of Dalimil had nothing to do with limestone or anything much at all.
No, he said it was a step in the right direction.
I had you run around for no good reason.
You've passed your test. That's all that matters. You'll have a forge of your own in no time.
And when I do, I'll craft you the finest carving knife you have ever seen.
I'd rather you carve me. I'd rather you forge me a sword than a carving knife. I think I might have enough to unlock the renowned gifts back at the hideaway. But let's finish up this first.
The finest fabric.
The most fragrant herbs and
I still don't know what was up with all those fire guys, or what drew them to water of all things.
I was hoping we'd be seeing you again. The baths grow more bearable by the moment. It won't be long now before we are back to business as usual.
I'm glad to hear it.
Now, tell me this. What did you find at the terraces? What threatened to make me a pauper?
Not what I expected, that's for certain.
And we explain everything in fine detail. Shocked as he was to hear it, he was understandable and rewarded us greatly.
Story. That's not to say I don't believe you, though. Creatures made of flame, eh? That's something new to worry about. But I burdened you with my worries enough already. Here, a small something by way of thanks. Right. It's high time I got back to work. With a little luck, the day might yet be salvaged.
Ooh. Luckily it was a short one. Making this, it'll most likely be a relatively short episode. Also, why did this one, the previous one had more story to it? 5. Oh, or 10. This one, barely any story to it. You can finish it up in 5 minutes. 25. What is up with these rewards? 25 for now is what I'm referring to, by the way. Let's go back to the hideaway real quick. See if the reward there is any good. Luckily, load times are fast.
The little ones have been up to their old tricks again.
Also, I wish they would have a little more. I wish they would have a little more continuity for the fast travel.
Oh, I wasn't expecting you back.
They pretty much just mention it and then drop it right afterwards. So I still need a little more in order to get that.
Come again. I may have more for ya.
Okay, well, that's that. I finished up the side quest. All that's left is to continue with the main story. When I do that, what will most likely happen is, you know, I do this, and then it enters into the final part of me invading to kill Kupka, because we really need him out of the way so we could do whatever we want to at this point, at least over in this section. But yep, without further ado, see you guys later. If you wouldn't mind doing the YouTube stuffs, like always, and goodbye.